Okay, in this video we're going through the Year 11 General Chapter 3 Progress Quiz, the extended response questions. So in the previous video we did multiple choice, so if you need to go back and look at them, you can. Okay, so first question, if P equals 3, Q equals -2 and R equals 5, find the value of PQ plus 2R. So P is 3, so we're going to have 3 times Q, which is -2, plus 2 times R, which is 5. So 3 times -2 is -6, plus 2 times 5 is 10. So your answer is 4. The second one, we've got P squared. So P is 3, so we've got 3 squared, minus 4 times Q, which is -2, times R, which is 5. Now, we've got a negative here and a negative here, so sometimes that gets a bit confusing. So I'm just going to put brackets all around that, just so we don't get muddled up with our negatives. 3 squared is 9. 4 times -2 is -8, and -8 times 5 is -40. So I'm just going to put that in brackets too. Now we've got minus and a negative, so it's going to be 9 plus 40. So your answer there is 49. Okay, moving on to question 2, which should be on the next page, but yeah, I'm going to just put it down. There we go. Okay, the formula to calculate the simple interest I is given by I equals PRT over 100, where P is the principal, so the amount invested, R is the interest rate per annum, and T is the time in years. So find the interest earned if 1,000 is invested for 2 years at a rate of 3% per year. So we're finding I, we're just substituting in here. P is the principal amount, which is 1,000. R is the interest rate per annum, so in this case, is 3. And T is the time in years, so it's invested for 2 years over 100. So the interest rate, 3 times 2 is 6, so we've got 6,000 over 100. So we've got to cancel out those zeros. So $60, interest. Okay, moving on to question B. How long 2,000 needs to be invested at a rate of 12.5% per year to earn $5,000? Okay, I might just scroll back up so we can see the formula. Just see it. So, all right, so how long 2,000 needs to be invested at a rate of 2.5% per year to earn $5,000? All right, so let's just write it over. Oh, actually, we could put it here. So the interest is, we want to earn 5,000. And the principal, how much we started with, is 2,000. The rate is 12.5. And we're solving for T, so just leave T as it is. Oops. And that's all over 100. Let's just scroll so we can see a bit more. Okay, so you can do solve on your calculator, or you can do this by hand. So we're going to multiply both sides by 100. So that disappears. So now we've got, let's make sure I've got all my zeros. So 500,000, 2,000 times 12.5 times T. And then, should have probably done that there. So 2,000 times 12.5 is 25. and then divide both sides by 25,000. And T is equal to 20. All right, question C, I'll just see if I can remember the formula. So what rate would be needed for an amount of $2,000 to earn $100 in 6 months? So we want $100, your principal is 2,000 times your rate, times, now our T was in years, so that means 6 months it's going to be 0.5. Okay, so getting rid of that 100 on the denominator here, so we multiply both sides by 100. So 100 times 100 is 10,000. And 0.5 times 2,000 is 1,000. So divide both sides by 1,000. And R is equal to 10. So we want a rate of 10%. So you could easily solve that on your calculator. And if you can't do it by hand, I encourage you to do it on your calculator. Okay, last page, I think. Let's just see. Oh, no, the answers. Okay, so question 3. John owns a juice and smoothie business. Last week, John bought 12 kilos of bananas and 20 kilos of apples for $112. This week, John paid $86.50 for 10 kilos of bananas and 15 kilos of apples. He's got a smoothie business, so that's a lot of bananas and apples. Okay, using B for the cost of 1 kilo of bananas and A for the cost of apples, write down 2 linear equations that could be solved simultaneously. So first week, he bought 12 kilos of bananas and 20 kilos of apples for $112. And then he bought 12 kilos of bananas plus 15 kilos of apples for $86.50. And I might just change that 6 so it might look like a B. Oops. Oh, okay. Find the cost of the bananas, 1 kilo of bananas. So on your calculator, you can just do solve because you don't need to be able to do simultaneous equations by hand. So just type in solve and then type in that equation and the second equation, blah, 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 and then it's comma A. So I'm just going to pause that while I find the cost of the, actually, no, I'm not going to do that because I just realized before that the answers are down the bottom. So I'm going to just sneak a look at them, $2.50 and $4.10. Okay, so $2.50. Oops, sorry, like that. Oh, what is going on? Out of control. All right, $2.50. Now, please don't leave your answer as 2.5 because you'll get it wrong, okay? So as someone who marks further maths exams, I know for sure with 100% certainty that that will be marked wrong. So please don't forget your zeros. I'll just get rid of that. Okay. Cost of 1 kilo of apples is $4.10. Okay, next week John intends to buy 9 kilos of bananas and 18 kilos of apples. So how much is it going to cost? So 9 times $2.50 plus 18 times $14.10. And let's just sneak the answer, $96.30. But you just do that on your calculator. I just don't want to pause the video to do that. Okay. Now, I'll just leave the answers here in case you, I don't know, wanted to check. And you can pause it, obviously.